One of the things I've learned the most is about leadership, and you might think that as I'm a leadership training company, but sometimes people expect you to be an expert in these things 100%, and actually the truth is you're learning a lot as well. There's no such thing as an expert in leadership. We don't claim to be experts in leadership. And the biggest secret of leadership, there's no such thing as a secret. There's no secret. It's about authenticity. It's inside out. Leadership is not a jacket that you take off the cloak and then put on and wear it. And then when you're finished being a leader, you take it off and put it away, and then you're kind of back to being you again. It's more like an organ inside you. But just we realise we have it at different degrees. So some people tap into that organ and can use it and benefit from it a lot. Other people have no idea it's even there, or to the point where they've got such a different mentality that it's kind of basically like having a transplant and it's not there at all. So leadership it's about being yourself. It's about fulfilling your potential in terms of your abilities, so your skills and your talents, to achieve things that you care about. Now sometimes that's with other people. It's obvious to say that do you need followers to be a leader? Can a moment make the movement? Absolutely. But by choosing how you think when you wake up in the morning, getting out of bed and going to that meeting, running that session, developing that plan, having that idea, that's leadership. You're choosing what to do. Life is a very blank canvas, and we populate it with the items and things that we choose. So everything's a choice, and how you think is, in my view, 80% of leadership, attitude. So everyone in my team is better than me. I promise you. So the people that do what they do, so Camilla in her corporate work, much better than me. Ruth and what she's doing with the youth development sphere, much better than me. Alan and what he's doing with branding and development, much better than me. Everyone has an absolute expertise that I learn from. So I'm being upwards or bottom up mentored all the time. I guess sometimes the best entrepreneurs don't necessarily have obvious skills or talents. The talent is in how they manage and unlock and support others to bring their talents to the table. And you're a bit of a facilitator of excellence, not necessarily the source of it. Or that's what I tell myself anyway. So I went in very blind to it. I did it, I say the wrong way, but it's worked really well, is that sometimes we plan stuff so much we never actually get around to doing it. Don't over plan it. The greatest planning you can have is when you're on the job, or even keep your job or reduce it to part-time and start to do it gradually. That's a really good way. You think it's either this or this. There's a way of making it merge and complement really well. Weekends, trade fairs, exhibitions, different things like that. I jumped in full force. I went, because that's how I am. If I'm not doing it fully, then it doesn't get done. And that's partly me knowing myself. So I jumped in head first. It's not as sexy as you think it's going to be. It is hard at the beginning. I didn't see my friends for a very long time. I guess I'm the only person personally in my family that draws a salary. So I support financially my mum and my younger brothers and sister and stuff quite a bit. So that was a huge risk. So maybe I wouldn't have gambled so much with these things. Sometimes it's very lonely. At the start it can be very isolating. So again, the second you're not working in a big organisation, you're not getting these invitations to the door all the time. You're not at these industry events all the time. You're not at the awards nights, at the decision-making tables. You're kind of all of a sudden a small player in a much, much bigger field. As I said, that jet ski. And like a jet ski, you're more susceptible to waves, you're easy to ignore, you're more invisible, you're not getting quite as far so clearly. And I guess if I was just aware of that a bit more, I had to move out of my house, I had to live with friends for a bit. You have to make personal sacrifice as well. You can't just think, I'll be an entrepreneur, make lots of money, and then I'll be on the front page of all these kind of trade magazines and do interviews like this. You have to earn your stripes to get there. So I guess just to be a bit more aware of that for myself. I'd always say, in terms of advice, do it, learn as you go, don't try and nail it before you start. Have fun while you're doing it, be ready to fail, and surround yourself with people better than you.